2, 1.
Lord, wrap the silence round him tight. Stone don't speak, but it remembers right.
Velvet on the headstone, prayers in the marble brain. Doe feathers float where the narcos never carve a name. Wool suits in the summer smell like pine box breath. Still got ghosts from the kitchen where the Pyrex wet. Brew from the drought like moss on a tomb wall. A kilo in the hymn book, choir never knew God. Dog tags in the desk where my ledger stay. 100 grams short, somebody bled today. Grit like the gravel at your grandmother's steps. Talk holy to the fiends, watch them vanish in debt. My mama wore black like she practiced grief. Long before the Lord came to snatch my teeth.
Velvet don't stop the pain. Still they dress him soft in shame.
Every bar been a eulogy, gritted with clarity. I got shot and came back with a charity. Velvet on the casket, mask on the driver, chrome on a coat rack. God is a liar. Cribs smell like ghosts and unswept dreams. Mouth full of bullets, I don't just spit schemes. Hospital band in my safe by the paper. Cross on my neck, but I talk to my maker like, where was you when the shot rang out? Now I peel back the roof just to let pain out. Same kitchen where the ox got baptized. Same eyes saw mama with her hands tied.
Velvet don't stop the pain. Still they dress him soft in shame.
Gird off the gravel with the seat still blood soaked. Last right scribbled on the dash like gun notes. Velvet on my lap like I sat on grief. Mac on the table, clips wrapped like reef. Machine gun prayer over soul food plates. Heard the Reaper hum opera at a federal gate. China white in the prayer box, St. Jude wept. I stitch halos in the suits where the shooter slept. I talk money in whispers, marble in my diction. Buried 3 cousins, all blame the addiction. Mink dragged through the rain, smell like regret, but the tags still hang and the blade still wet.
Velvet don't stop the pain. Still they dress him soft in shame. Stone cold, velvet warm, but neither one can right what's wrong.
Even scripture fades on concrete, but the word walks in the blood of the street. Tattooed hands held prayer beads and dice. Spoke Sanskrit stanzas over streets iced twice. Cracked lips whisper codes in concrete prayers. Each syllable a cipher, truth caught unawares. Burnt sage from the corner store, incense packed. Old heads nodded, said the gods always come back. Leather-bound journals hid beneath hoodies. Next to blades, beneath truths never shown to rookies. The block had monks, just never wore robes. They walked in silence, mapped sins and strobes. Gold fronts glimmered with ancient math. Smoke peace in the booth, but war in the path. Blood on the brick like a vow unsigned. Wrote verses with ash, not ink this time. Prayers break dance where the curb meets light. Sanskrit scribbled in the rain by street light. Teachers with teardrops read psalms and slang. Taught the gospel of Glocks and how calm a rang. Protect your neck ain't just a phrase in the cipher. It's how monks on the block survived the life. Or even silence has scriptures if you knew how to hear. Footsteps of ghosts chanting mantras near. So we meditate with beats and bass drums in the temple of the stoop where real peace comes. Scriptures in the gutter, ain't truth on a brick. Every bar's a sermon, every rhyme's a flick.
They never signed their names in stone. How about the rhythm knew who they were?
I seen saints with chalk-stained hands and shoelace belts, spitting gospel about pain that nobody else felt. Heard him quote Langston over busted beats, turn a milk crate sermon into church on the streets. He ain't sweet, he ain't post, he just taught. Drop truth like coins in the jukebox start. Wrote murals in steam on abandoned trains. Heard applause in silence, felt pride in rain. Said never chase gold, sun chase the glow. Then lit up the dusk with a whisper real low. These cats ain't legends in the record bins, but they planted whole gardens in our broken skins.
They drew their dreams in valley light, in Venice for you, Orient and white. They drew their dreams in alley light, then vanished quiet, still nested in me.
Yeah. He wore a trench full of stories, stitched with grime, talked in jazz riffs, bent structure and time, painting miles with a bic on a paper plate. Preach truth over break beats at heaven's gate. No grants, no stage, no frame to claim, but every verse he birthed was a moth to flame. Drop lessons with a matchstick and a Marlboro, turn trash can lids into abstract sorrows. Son, he said don't rhyme to survive, write like your soul trying to stay alive. So I bleed on wax for them sidewalk priests who lit up the night when the fame had ceased.
They drew their dreams in alley light, and then a volume green rooms in light. They drew their dreams in alley light, and vanished quiet still. It's Desmond, you and I.
God speaks in brush strokes sometimes. On brick, on bone, on hearts, we forgot to fray.
I was born between pallets of pain and hope, where grandmama's dry tears and denim and soap. My uncle used to draw sons on the back of eviction notes. Said, child, don't let the world choke the art in your throat. Crayons in the cracks of the church pew floor, while a sermon rang out through the liquor store door. I saw murals rise where they laid chalk lines, and young poets spit truth in graffiti designs. We ain't had much, but we had rhythm and grace. Turned boarded up homes in the gallery space. Some paint with oil, some bleed through the pen. We just try to make beauty where the silence has been.
There's an easel in the alleyway, shadowed and still. It holds the dreams we paint when the world won't heal.
I write scriptures on street signs, sermons on stoops, sling poems like jazz and forbidden loops. Mama hum Nina while folding the sheets, and pop etch portraits with cracked receipts. There's a rhythm in the rust, a verse in the K. I found truth in a sketchbook thrown away. No degree, just instinct to sharpen soul, turning corners of pain into pieces whole. I seen boys trace dreams on the backs of trains, throw tags on pain just to free their chains. This ain't just pain, it's a war cry, quiet and clear, of resistance in color when no one wanted.
Here's an easel in the alleyway, shadowed and still. It holds the dreams we paint when the world won't heal.
You don't light a candle in war to see. You light it to remember you're still human.
I bled through the linen, dream stitched with sin. Crooked preachers in the back room baptizing gin. Smoke in my lungs, but the sermon still breathe. Got scripture in the clip if the spirit don't leave. Project rooftop, angels ducking the lead. They scribble in psalms in chalk where the innocent bled. Concrete gospel bullets hummed in a choir. One wrong prayer and the steeple catch fire. Mama lit candles, prayed peace to the block, but the Lord took the stairs and the devil took stock. Now it's AK rhythms and burnt incense. Holy water can't rinse with them graveyard scents. Every shell case like a testimony dropped. Deacons wear hoodies, truth ziplock. My rosary's a chain, cold metal and grief. Each bead is a body, each prayer's a thief. Gunpowder psalms in a torn King James. Reciting murder ballads under government names. Salvation ain't free, they come with a stash. Buried next to a Bible with a serial scratch. Smoke rise slow where the saints once played, and the choir got replaced with the sound of grenades. Still I scribble on the margins of fate, trying to find a verse sharp enough to puncture hate. Gunsmoke gospel, preach with the flame. Songs on the pavement, echoes my day. They say the game got no elders, but the blueprint is hidden in the ruins, waiting for hands steady enough to read it. Crack vaults in my cortex, I spit scrolls, blueprints buried beneath the weight of lost souls. I dust them off like a mason with memory, every bar chiseled with pain. That's the pedigree, corner codes written in blood on loose paper. Lessons from the gods, not a textbook of fakers. See men build empires, then vanish in one breath. Legacy ain't loud, it's that whisper before death. Came from where the rats talk and the bricks sweat, where the young dream in grams and die in debt. I ain't here to entertain, I decode collapse, every rhyme a repair, every pause a relapse. I follow trends, I follow fate with a blueprint laid by ghosts who spoke in ash and truth. And I'll floss, I forecast, clear with conviction. A prophet with a scar where the mask met friction. Rough bridge buried deep in the marrow in it. Only real was the code what the world dismissed. Blueprints buried deep in the marrow in it. Only real was the code what the world dismissed. I analyze angles, blueprint in my mental. Schematics etched in syllables, sharp and essential. I came from the era where pain wrote the lectures, when loyalty bled out, measured in textures. The ink ain't just rhyme, it's revolt in the skies. A template for the youth who see life through lies. I watch thrones rot cause the heirs forgot. What was built on stone can't survive in a plot. This ain't rap, it's architecture in motion. A cipher for soldiers submerged in emotion. Grime on my boots but my spirit stay clean. Blueprint from the block mixed with scholar routines. This that scribbled gospel in a prison yard Bible, where silence means death and trust suicidal. I unroll the scroll like a blueprint reborn for the next sun risen in a crown of thorns.
He fed the hungry with his last, and now his name fades in black.
They lit candles on crates where the saint used to preach. Spoke gospel in grams, gave a sermon on each. Blessed the fiends with a fix and a truth-laced word. Had a 38 Bible and his voice never slurred. From the steps of a tenement, his prayers hit the sky. Told the shorties wear armor when they answer the why. He wore pain like a garment stitched out of dope sacks. Preached peace to the killers while they counted they packs. Whispers call him martyr, some call him myth, but the blood on his palm still testifies he lived. Left scripture on walls in the code. Only hustlers get real parables and chalked in the rain made him wet. He ain't die on no cross, but the hood made him holy. His requiem rings raw in a world acting phony.
He walked through fire with no choir behind. Saint of the block left his sermon in grime.
We ain't bury him with gold, just a flannel and grief. But his memory grow roses through the cracks in the street. Used to quote Baldwin with a Marlboro blow. Said freedom ain't a flag, it's the weight that you tow. Taught me silence is a weapon if you swing it with grace. And revenge is a mirror with your own damn face. He was more than a myth, he was marrow and brick. Kept a razor in his Bible and a prayer for the sick. Said the law ain't just legal, be wise. And God don't wear robes, just tears in disguise. He vanished one dust like the last verse of light. Now the kids write his name in their dreams every night. They say legends never die, but they sure do ache. He was the shepherd of wolves and the world built to break.
He walked through fire with no choir behind. Saint of the block left his sermon in grime. Forgive us, Saint, for forgetting your name.
tried to cut the drums from the dirt, but the heartbeat still sings in the earth.
My pops wore linen and monsoons with sandals. Told me, son, truth is fire with a waxless candle. Old myths in his hands when he flicked the pap at them. Now I break bread with the past when the rap's begun. Gold cufflinks shaped like Ashoka lions. My mind silent but strikes like appliance irons. Nine and nostalgia both warm in the center, where we pray facing east, throw the wars at the center. Temples in my lines, Gurdwaras in my grammar. Slang got spice like my auntie Sandbar. Even the shadows in my hood know the ragas. We grew where the gods still dream in sagas.
Carry your roots in every rhyme. The sacred lies in rhythm and time.
Yo, from the dirt floors to the burst of the Wally light, my soul's coated in the dark, but it shine right. Brown skin militant, 5 rings in the page. Stories passed down in whispers like a timeless sage. I rep the ink of the ancient, not the fake decor. Scrolls on the wall, war chants behind doors. We ain't struggled for dinner, but still made it gourmet. And wrote scriptures on beats like it's foreplay. My uncle wore to lock, my aunt sang guzzles. Now I spit bars shaped like divine puzzles. I stay rooted even when the leaves blow strange. My history too deep to be rearranged.
Carry your roots in every rhyme. The sacred lies in rhythm and time.
Yeah, I trace my lines back to the spice ports, where the drum spoke truth before courts. Every syllable a script from my ancestors' scroll. I spit Kalidasa with a Brooklyn soul. Threads in my garments stitched with mantra. I channel my forebears, fire through tantra. Even my slang got turmeric in the tone. It heals when it hits like I'm speaking from a throne. Rhodey in my lunchbox, truth in my breath. Woke up in the west, but I'm armed with the deaf. They label it exotic, I just call it mine. From Sanskrit to slang, the design divine.
Brings flowers through an altar made of chalk. I praise loudest when the bullets start.
Yeah, I lit candles with hands that been stained with weight. Told God I was sorry, but I showed up late. Mama wept in a suit, broth thick with grief. While I studied the blade tucked beneath my seat. The church bell cracked, but we still showed love with a 22 tucked where I kept my gloves. Street scripture scribbled on my shoebox lids. That's where I buried all my unborn kids. Tried to tithe in grams, thought he'd understand that I flipped out of hunger not to be the man. And if he sees all, then he seen me cry, writing psalms on receipts when my best friend died.
Ashes on the altar, prayers in the street. Even holy water got blood at its feet.
I gave confessions to the liquor store clerk. He said, hurt don't sleep, but just learn to smirk. Used to dream of heaven in a polo coat. Now it's R.I.P. shirts and cigarette smoke. Ain't no psalms for a corner boy's fate. We quote dead rappers and medicate late. My sins wear boots and stomp through my dreams. And the Lord don't answer when the clips scream. Cross around my neck, been pawned 4 times. Every time I sin, I wrote cleaner rhymes. Told my shorty don't pray, just plan you escape. Cause the angels look down, but don't intervene late.
Ashes on the altar, prayers in the street. Even holy water got blood at his feet. Beneath every hymn is a hollowed out plea. Ashes keep purring, will I won't persevere. Beneath the grind of prayer survives, worn hands still dreaming fire. Keep up the grind of prayer survives, worn hands still dreaming fire.
She mops in silence till her fingers scream. then walks home slow, stepping through steam. Clock 16 hours, no applause, no crown, but she still hums hymns on the Greyhound downtown. Crack heels, coupon dreams in a purse. Wears hope like armor, even when it hurts. Her son sketch rhymes on the back of receipts. Wants to climb from the cold with cassette tape beats. No savior came, so she taught her math. In the kitchen lit dim with a gospel path. The stove broke, the roof leaks when it rains, but love strong enough to baptize the stains.
We walk through smoke with pockets torn, still sing like morning just been born.
He stacks crates at dawn, back bent like truth. Each lift a stanza from forgotten youth. A poet with blisters and warehouse sweat, but he rhymed to the rhythm, the sun ain't set. Anti-cell mangles with a rent too steep. Recites Nina Simone while the baby sleep. Ain't no Netflix here, just bootlegs and saints. Every crack in the wall hold a painter's complaint. They ain't broke, just broke open and bled. Wrote stories in steam from the rice and bread. Quality song, in the shadows they shine. They breath carry wisdom, no textbook defined.
We walk through smoke with pockets torn, still sing like morning just been born.
No pulpit, no robe, no claim to fame. Still they carve halos in every name.
They don't see crime when we color the gray, but these walls got stories we needed to say.
He ghost tags bridges before the sunrise, dodging train lights, mask on, so wise. A can in his grip, prophecy in his stroke. No gallery wanted him, so the brick wall spoke. Ink drip memories of a cousin in chalk. Outline wings on concrete, the city don't talk. They call it defaced, but he call it rebirth. A mural of hope, spraying pain in the work. Sirens scream past, but he don't flinch. This is Sistine, done from the chain link. He seen bullets paint walls, red with grief. Now he blend blue skies on the overpass reef. The brush got caught in the lawman's snare, but color still dances in midnight air. The brush got caught in the lawman's snare, but color still dances in midnight air. Mega tag his brother's name behind the precinct, right where they laid him, justice extinct. He sketched dubs on dumpsters, halos on hydrants. Each piece protest, though silent and vibrant. His mother cried when she saw the train roll. His son's alias sliding past in gold. No commission, no patrons, no press, just street lights and a paint stained vest. Every wall's a canvas they said he can't use, but he wrote poems in pigment, blues for the abused. And when he died, the whole block knew, cause the city looked brighter in shades of his truth. The brush got caught in the lawman's snare, but color still dances in midnight air. The brush got caught in the lawman's snare, but color still dances in midnight air.
They erased his name atop this frame. The cross and whispers are bleeding again. They erased his name, not his flame. The wall still was what he became.
The holy water burned my skin. Guess I was born with too much sin.
They dipped me in that basin, said I'll come out clean. But I rose up seeing visions they ain't never seen. My uncle smoked scriptures, my aunt prayed crack. I learned hallelujahs don't bring no daddy back. Mama wore white to court, not to church. Crying while a bailiff left a soul in a lurch. These preachers shake hands with devils in silk. Bless the blood money, drink guilt like milk. Baptized in a city where the righteous get robbed, and the choir sings murder over corn on the cob. Still I spit psalms in alleys with wine-soaked floors. My gospel ain't clean, it crawls and roars.
They pour their lies in holy streams. Weed now I drown when now the sun when I do.
Came out the womb already condemned. Soul on parole from a generational end. Bible on my nightstand, gun in my lap. Hope got shot the night Faith took a nap. I heard cries and gunshots, verses and screams, and angels caught strays in government schemes. The priest sold dope, the mayor kissed rings, and they both say grace while the jailhouse sings. My baptism burned like gasoline flame. They said it's purification, I call it shame. So I write these hymns for the hollow and broke, for the kid at the altar with a barbed wire yoke.
They poured their lies in holy streams. They poured their lies in holy steady in your face. If my fire makes your water boil, then bless me, Lord, in gutter soil.
Painting dreams on crumbled stone. Truth survives where lies are grown.
Cracked ceilings and pipe leaks, that's where I write my thesis. Scripture on the margins of bills and court releases. My art ain't gallery bound, it breathe on block walls. Graffiti souls from corners where angels forgot to call. Fatherhood taught me patience, the streets taught me pace. Now I lace my son's lessons with wisdom I used to waste. They took jazz from the alley, turned it into gold, but we still hum Coltrane when the night turns cold. A poet with prison letters and love in his veins, still sketches Sistine stories in the shelter of rain.
Brush strokes on broken walls, we paint with pain and pride. Even in the ruins, our colors never die.
I seen mules cry tears when the painter got shot, and a child picked the brush up where his uncle had dropped. Legacies whisper in the winter tenements, truth buried deep where the rent money went. My pen drips sepia stained by brownstone truths, sipping on time while the corner store youth. Dreaming mixtapes, vinyl crack cassettes. We etch God in verses when memory forgets. A son's first sketch on the wall with crayons. Feel like a prayer in a world that prays on.
Where the shadows meet the saints, I still hear the lost complain.
I was raised with a gutter saying, like stained glass choirs, dirt on my soul, but my dreams caught fire. Old heads whisper tales of the crown and the wire. Kids pitch hope like it's ounces they hire. They prayed in basements, scriptures on the ceiling. Mama's rosary wrapped tight round her feelings. Past midnight, gun smoke kissed the steeple, while grandma cooked sermons for the crippled and feeble. Each step a parable, I walk like an omen, caught outlines drawn like a prophet's for a token. Knowledge tucked in the cuff of a North Face coat, still quote Sun Tzu over buttered rye toast.
Where the sins are cold and deep, we blend grace so it may read.
Time ain't linear, where I write my scrolls. It bends like a spoon in a war of souls. I seen angels in hoodies and devils in robes, both sipping tea on them Harlem roads. A child cried wisdom beneath a cracked statue. His tears carved hymns in the brick like tattoos. Legends ain't buried, they walk in disguise. And bodegas, they barter with prophetic eyes. I wrote this with a pen from a dying librarian whose silence told stories of an aged barbarian. He said truth ain't a mirror, it's a maze of glass. You bleed when you pass, but you see it last.
When the dust has claimed the street, God still moves through aching feet.
In the rust of the world, I found melodies missing, notes that slept in the cracks of old prisons. My uncle taught chess with a blade on his ankle. His night moved silent, but his pain was ample. The priest spoke code in a subway confession. Said even devils sometimes teach a lesson. Kids swap dreams for a nickel of escape, trading fate for a flicker behind a fire escape. I don't rap, I revive ancient lost scriptures. Spray murals with verbs and invisible fixtures. I ain't trying to be king, I'm the man with the torch, lighting path for the souls at the empire scorch.
Light don't flinch in winds of sin, it waits for us to walk within. If you win on to one thing, child, wait be, mine worst seems loud.
Yo, the ghost of Raheem still talks in my hall. His voice crackle like static on a prison call. Used to grip 38s with a choir boy's hands. Now we haunt dice games and half-burnt grams. I see murals fade when the weather shift. His face peels slow like the lies we live. The preacher walked past with his head down low. Said a prayer for the block, then dipped real slow. I carry 3 deaths in my leather coat. 2 homies, 1 child, all dreams I wrote. Still hear the sirens like bedtime songs where the lullaby's wrong and the night's too long.
These graves stay open under streetlight breath. No shovel can hide unresolved death.
Every coffin I seen got my DNA. Every loss got a verse I still can't say. I kiss the past through chain link fences. Love buried deep in state-bought trenches. They don't mourn us right, just balloons and tears. Our obituaries drown in summer's disease. I remember when Black got shot on Lennox. I held his last verse, no gimmicks. He said, Meg, make him feel it when I'm ash and wind. So I write each line like I owe him 10. No organ in church hit like guilt and dreams. And no choir out shouts what silence screams.
No gun can preach like a mother's cry. No crown can shine like a tear-stained sky.
They used to call me Lil Preacher with a crooked halo. Spitting psalms in a cipher so lit like clay bowls. Back when grandmama's kitchen smelled of cornbread and pain, and every prayer over grits tried to cleanse the bloodstains. Pop's voice silenced like a second skin. Worked 3 jobs, still lost to the bottle within. But he told me, son, keep your name clean as linen. So I spit with a purpose like the prophets in prison. A hood saint with scuffed hymns and scriptures and rhyme. I found heaven in ciphers and hell in my mind. Taught the shorties how to break chains with verses. Build temples in the trap, flip curses to purses.
Gold teeth don't hide the hurt. The gospel cleans the dirt.
My cousin used to boost kicks and dip through alleys. Now he leads food drives in the Brooklyn valleys. We all change, but scars stay like street signs, marking where we failed in rows and God's design. Seen preachers fall, seen gangsters rise, but the truth sits quiet behind most eyes. I ain't holy, I'm human, built from lost in hymns with a vinyl heart and cassette tape sins. Each bar is a sermon and concrete verse. Still praying for the homies in that iron church. Told them life ain't a gamble when you learn the math. Subtract the hate and multiply the path.
Gold teeth from rotten lead. High schools need to good. Found teeth don't hide the hurt, but gospel cleans the dirt. We were born to break the curse, singing truth, not just a verse.
The best way to disappear is to never exist in the first place.
Step 1, never use your name in ink. Alias stitched in the glitch that blink. Erase that face from the glass and grid. Villain moves swift like sins never did. Step 2, unlearn the map they drew. Cities ain't streets, they traps in view. He walk with signal dies in small, where dogs don't bark and truth stay fog. Step 3, speak less, mask stay tight. Every word a weapon, every tone invite. Burn birth dates, kill the trail. Even ghosts know silence, don't fail. Step 4, cut all loops and logs. That watchtower tech got teeth like dogs, so he carried his thoughts in ciphered flow, tucked in a notebook from years ago. Step 5, memories are leaked, so plug it. Cut ties clean, no call, just snub it. Villain sip tea in the rain, no trace. Only thing left, that ink in space. Final rule, never seek applause. Disappear so deep, even deep hit pause. Legacy ain't loud, it hums in cold, like footprints made before roads are road.
To the well-organized mind, death is but the next great adventure. No,
You met him in an alley with a fedora dipped low. Breath cold as the ink in the villain's flow. Said, you ain't early, I just came prepared. Death chuckle, lit smoke and polluted air. Spare me the riddle, Varv grinned through steel. Life's a bad bargain and death's the deal. Reaper said cute, most run of prey, but this one rhymes like he came to stay. Vaughn replied, I write where your shadow leans. Syllables sharper than guillotine dreams. You tally names, I scramble fate. They fear your grip, I annotate. You bleed in ink, I bleed in ends. You kill in silence, I kill with pens. I knock once, they bow low. I don't answer, I just flow. You spit with pride, but your clock still ticks. Every rhyme you drop just builds my bricks. Vaughn leaned back, let the moment melt. Said, even you need stories felt. You feed on fear, I sell a cure. Where you bring absence, I'll make them pure. I speak in scars and alleyway codes, and chalk lines shaped like forgotten notes. Death grinned wide, ash fell from his sleeve. You stole well, but no one leaves. Even legends rot when the record fades. Var wrote bars in the air like blades. I ain't here to die, just to document. Your silence speaks, mine pays rent. So write me off, but before I'm ash, know I made kids laugh in a world this brash. I end the breath, I end the verse. What I gave a minds to rehearse. I own the void, I own the noise. Well.
Woke in the maze where the floorboards breathe. Truth wear chains while the liars leave. Dust in the lungs from the crawl-space silence. Ink in the page like a blueprint of violence. No face seen when the lockpick sings. Just one flash blink and the data clings. Gears don't grind, they whisper commands. Posts in the wall, blueprints in the sand. Crack in the glass shows a crack in the plan. He walked through wires like it's part of the land. No prayer works when the clock hand bends and the hallway warps at the story's end. Every word weighed, every sound's a cipher. Each echo trapped it in a glassy hyper. Hands don't shake and the mirror don't care. No echo returns from a hollow stare. Mouth stitched shut but the thoughts still how. He drew maps on the floor with a rusted trowel. The shadow moves but it never breathes. Don't blink, something's under the seams. Gloom in the grid, truth in the glitch. Eyes stay wide, shadows don't flinch. Slit in the veil where the memories loop. He saw smoke speak and the silence stoop. Cold ink bled like a bird with no cage. Wrote in the dark from a tear in the page. Steel don't feel when the nerves retract. Each cold crack just reveals more traps. Suit in the socket, blood in the latch. What looks like a door is a wormhole hatch. Pulse in the wires, faint tap in the drain. Rhyme carved slow like a script through pain. There's no applause when the ghosts applaud. Just static in the hall and a glitching guard. The flash don't boil, it waits and listens. Breath like a prayer in the echo's prison. No map, no myth, just rhythm and dread. And the voice that returns from the books unread. The shadow moves, but it never breathes. Don't blink, something's under the seams. Gloom in the grid, truth in the glitch. Eyes stay wide, shadows don't flinch.
Any fear if it follows every step? It's fact. And the shadow's still there. Even when the light turns black.
Yo, red wire humming, black cord frayed. He maps escape routes where the shadows fade. Screwdriver tongue picks locks with verse. Heist so clean it ran time to reverse. Blueprint dust in his coat like ash. He ain't move fast, just move past the crash. Encrypted speech stitched inside a beat. Where guards walk loops in a mental repeat. Palm print clone from a smudge on glass. He whispered through walls in a frequency class. No gun, no threat, just logic bent. Left the riddle in chalk at the scene is spent. They searched for proof, but the room just stared. The chair spun slow and two split hairs. All files white, replaced by rhyme. And the drawing of a 9 collapse in time. He moved through plans like smoke through light. One wrong blink and you lose the night.
No trace, no tag, no breath, no rush.
Just blueprints falling in the layers of dust. Vent shaft breathing like a beast on mute. He slid through the pipes in a broken suit. Carved his name in a post and split. Wrote the address of truth in a counterfeit kit. No safe untouched, no camera alive. He jammed their system with a lullaby drive. Slipped past guards with a looped out grin. Replaced his image with violent skin. Tapes in his bag hung low with facts. Bars that rearrange memory tracks. He ain't want cash, he wanted design. The shape of a fault that reacts to rhyme. No footprints, just heat and air. A hallway echo in a flick of hair. The boss said freeze it, but it's too late. The villain took thought and reshaped fate.
The most dangerous creation of any society is the man who has nothing to lose.
Clock hit 3, the breeze got tense. He mapped the floor plan by the camera lens. No steel gloves, just chalk and breath. He sent one rhyme through the vents like death. Blue ink bled on a paper napkin. Came from the diner where the plot was hatching. Tapped in the systems with syllables bent. Each metaphor carved in the circuit sent. Hallway code, he moved like script. Wrote a new exit in the mainframe's crypt. No prints, no lights, no sign of entry. Just a scribble on the wall, verse 8 entry. Every step was a bar, each blink a delay. He ain't just robbed, he rewrote the day. Inside that locker, a black book hung with a code that could make whole governments dumb. He slipped through logic, slipped past fate. All for the key to the 8th locker gate. Vaulted thought, mind unsealed, where myths were locked and truth concealed. He ain't come for gold, he came for the map, where the lies of the world were drawn in a trap. Skimmed past lasers with invisible ink, left behind dust that forced men to think. Clocks all froze, safes clicked open. He spoke in a code that the steel found broken. Hallways walked when he bent the rhyme, like physics itself just ran out of time. No alarms rang, no guards awake, just a verse in the air and a mental quake. He read from the book just one line flat and made satellites turn where the future sat. No fame chase, no criminal brag, just silence and footprints that spiral and drag. By dawn, all systems reset their fate, but the locker was gone and the world felt late. He slipped through logic, slipped past fate, all for the key to the 8th locker gate. Vaulted thought, mind unsealed, where myths were locked and truth concealed. Take this off the time, beat the cage like taste. Through the maid child, ain't like your child lie, ain't like your child lie.
The meanest weapon in the hand of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed.
Villain move quiet through the scholarless zone, carving ancient scripts in a flip phone tone. School ain't safe, just a boot camp blur, so we fed him forbidden verse under old street slurs. Library burned, but his rhyme books breathe, tucked in a coat with a blade in the sleeve. Agents of silence, try taping his thoughts, but he write with cipher and ghosts can't spot. Hood priest with a mind like Morse, sent poems and code through the police force. He saw brains cage while the chains looked free, so he cracked that spell with a villainous key. Snuck in the towers with graffiti chants, tagging math on walls in the dead man's stance. They teach you to beg and forget your blade. He teaches to question the price you paid.
Hope is a weapon if you sharpen the edge. Truth ain't safe when it sleeps in your head. Villain, smuggle versus do land. Hope is a weapon if you sharpen the edge. Truth ain't safe when it sleeps in your head. Villain, smuggle versus do land.
Dress lies in a cap and gown, while the real ones rot in a downtown crown. He flipped bars like a lockpick's edge, and found dead gods in the school board pledge. Burned they test and rewrote the page. Now the villain teach law in a bulletproof cage. Chalkboard dreams with a trench coat breath. He scribe while they panic from what's left. He ain't preach, just encode and move like jazz in a cipher with no fake groove. Mind like a maze with a wiretap loop, so we spit in reverse, watch the whole world stoop. Enemy is static, outlaw fake. Mass scholar with a scalpel-shaped stake. He don't shoot, he scribble till systems bleed and feed the kids books they outlawed in need.
Words get bent when the wires combust. He scribbled in fog in the fumes in the dust.
Yo, slipped through the gate with a flick and a grin.
Blueprints taped to the skin, under skin. Echoes in jars kept truth on a leash. Voice so low, even silence don't speak. Flames in the hallway, books on the burner. Notes from the cold where the clocks don't turn up. Rain wrote scripture on the side of the drain. He memorized paths in the cracks of the brain. Mass gate metal, its meaning in folds. Kept time hostage in the canister of mold. Each line brittle, each hook been twisted. Verse like a trap that the world never listed. Fluorescent flicker in the lab, he slept. Dreams full of ink that the void had kept. Thread count low on the truth he stitched. Reality frayed when the rhyme got glitched. Smoke in the shape of a map. Let us drift off the page. He don't talk loud, he cold in quotes. Syllables swim through the ink in the smoke. Yeah, step from the basement with dust in his pulse. Carried a pen like a blade with a coat. Built out of moments that never got named. Each bar stitched from a long lost flame. Mirror said nothing but cracked at the edge. He rhymed like a monk with a switchblade pledge. Tongue like a locksmith, breath like a glitch. Reality flipped when the fuse got stitched. Pages don't lie, they just fold in the dark. He whispered the ghost through a graphite spark. Each vowel hangs in a noose of delay. Tape reels rewind, but the thoughts don't stay. Villain ain't human, just thoughts in decay. A myth in a coat made of yesterday's clay. Truth ain't found, it dissolves on the path. He wrote it in smoke, then he vanished in half. Smoke in the shape of a map. Smoke in the shape of a map. Let us drift off the page. He don't talk loud, he encoding quotes. Syllables swim through the smoke. Swim through the ink in the smoke. They asked where he went, but he was never seen. Only heard through static and a smudge. Built bars from ash, made math from rust. He mapped out the void with blueprints and dust. Fucking mad at the dust. Tap the drum like a lock on a vault. Each bar coded, no default salt. Truth don't echo in the room, don't care. So we rap to the mold in the midnight air. Eyes like graph paper, mind like a glitch. Slid through a cipher with a match and a stitch. Letters in the fog, footsteps in chalk. He walked like a riddle that the wise couldn't talk. Rust in the meter, mold on the fader. Came from a cellar with a notebook of data. Rhymes don't punch, they crawl through cracks. Past floorboards, walk with a silent stacks. Name ain't known, but the voice been felt in the seams of the dreams that the street once dealt. Scribbled in code, kept quiet in tone. Laid verses like bones in the tape decks home. Love the blue, holy blocks in your image, friend. Filling left lines where the time don't stop. You don't find truth, it's what you rethink. Click clack cadence from a lab in a tomb. Voice stitched tight like a matchstick broom. Burned every map once the rhyme was carved. Spoke in distortion like a tape that starved. No fingerprints, just prints of sound. Each echo a ghost that the vinyl drowned. No hooks for the crowd, no flash in the flame. Just a mask in the pen and a glitch in the frame. He ain't rap, he an echo in the flood. A clock with no hands in a room full of mud. Pages don't flip, they twitch in the mist. He wrote this bar with a phantom's fist. One mic, two wires, no need for gold. Just notebooks wrapped in secrets untold. Rhymes don't rhyme, they reveal or combust. Found a future drawn in blueprints and dust.
Pen is mightier than the sword when it's in the right hand.
Pen sat calm on a notepad edge. Pistol tucked warm by the alleyway ledge. One spoke scriptures in a silent storm. The other drew blood where the cold winds swarm. Pistol barked, ain't no peace in mind. I end debates in a tenth of time.
Pen just smirked, dipped back in ink. Said you kill fast, but you die in state. Page flipped slow as a trigger got teased. Each wrote fate in the way they squeeze. Ink bled codes from forgotten scrolls. Iron spit shells through corrupted souls. Both born broke, raised in the grime. Same street roots, but different climb. Pen wrote laws, revolts, and chants. Pistol wrote names on tombstone grants.
This ain't about peace, it's who rewrites the streets. But murderers don't last. The iron silence, a riot. One leaves scars, the other leaves science.
Ice ain't cash, it's control of the spine. He broke in smooth through a vault in the mind.
Yo, black gloves on thoughts, he slipped through cortex. Mapped out the nerves like a train line vortex. No mask needed, just a tone and phrase. Hypnotized the vault with a spiral of haze. Speech encrypted, tongue like flint. Set fire to the codes with a metaphor glint. Guards on shift, just neurons flicker. He bent the signal till the memories bickered. Walked through dreams with a hacker's grace. Etched new blueprints in a cortex space. He ain't picked locks, he remixed time. Each rhyme a tool from the villainous shrine. Files in his coat, thoughts in his hood. Left the vault shaking, but everything looked good. They woke up blinking, thought it was a nap. But their secrets now live on a dusty tape rack. He crept in silence, rewrote the scheme. Vaults in the mind where he planted a dream. No wounds, no proof, no digital trail. He stole the whole truth through a mental veil. 1 second there, next flicker gone. The mask just floated like dusk at dawn. No keys, no breach, just patterns bent. He left through a synapse exit vent. All for a scroll with a name erased. A list of sins and no lace. Not for money, not for gold or stash, but to balance the past like a line of math. Caught by a whisper in the vending hum. A flicker in the thought where the memory's numb. Now they search the footage, all eyes wide. But he moved through belief, can't catch that stride. No bounty hunters, no cops. Just fingerprints smeared in a rhyme that stops. He's gone with the data, cloak in the breeze. A verse in the wires, a cough in the freeze. He crept in silence, rewrote the scheme. Thoughts in the mind where he planted the dream. No rules, no proof, no digital trail. He stole the whole truth through a mental veil.
Mask low, voice cold, cooked in a flash. Villain, step in, turn truth in a task.
Slide through smoke like a thief in a thesis. Each line etched like a glyph on a priest's wrist. Clockwork, mind gears grind in the basement. Spit like a glitch in the government placement. No cape, just crates full of vinyl and venom. Villain plot verses with vermin momentum. Chalkboard bars, formulas and margins. Wordplay warp like time in the gardens. Steam from the beaker, fumes form a cipher. Ink bleeds slow like scripts from a lifer. Tongue twist language, spit cold calculus. Truth ain't clean, it's cracked and ravenous. Heist in the booth, no mask for the fame. Just lab coat logic and wires to the brain. City lights flicker, but he move like static. Speech sound coded, villainmatic. Villain, this what that I grab. Truth in the task, mask in the mist. Burst like a vial when the needle twists.
Stranger with the flash.
Words burn slow, got knowledge to amass. Found in the cracks of forgotten cassette decks. Rhymes so rare it dissolve in the next text. Blueprint V, feed draft with a whisper. Bars so cold make the mic get a blister. No limelight, just the glow of the Bunsen. Script from the gut, let the realness function. Villain ain't rap, he a cipher equation. Walk through dimensions just off a cadence. Skull full of stanzas, heart of a hacker. Taught by monks with drums and a dagger. Every verse like a code to dismantle. Speakers, symbols, sparks from the mantle. Never no gimmick, just gears and precision. Mirror to the void, spitting pure indecision. Out the shadows with a flask and a flask. Villain in the cut, truth in the task.
He ain't sneak in, he rewrote the locks. Typed out the codes in invisible chalk.
Slipped through the firewall, wrote through the floor. Rewired scared, the guard dog streams with folklore. No gloves, no print, just breath and static. He drew the blueprint in a room all padded. Cameras blinked, caught a frame with no face. He walked in steps that erased their place. Key card clone from a napkin's crease. He pulled the whole vault from beneath their piece. No safe crack click, no glass to shatter. He just hung to the wires till the locks got flattered. Sat at the desk, poured tea from steam. Downloaded the files through a rhyme and a scheme. Exit route drawn in a ghost old cough. He floated past lasers like lines burned off. No sirens, no chase, just codes and ropes. Then he vanished mid-step like a carbon ghost.
They never saw him come. They never saw him leave. He ain't steal gold, he stole belief. Carbon copy ghost, no name, no brief. The rhyme was the key. The lock was a beat.
Safe wide open, but nothing looks touched. Just a hum in the air and a clock on rush. They found one page, blank but dense. When held to the light, it whispered intense. They called it a breach, but no one knew how. The footage showed static, shaped like a brow. Boss said freeze it, tech said nah. It's not a hack, it's a kind of law. Next day came and the vault still breathed. They played back audio, just rust and leaves. No fingerprints, just a pencil's curl with a line that read, "This ain't your world." Back in the van, he erased the tape. Tossed out the loot for a landscape scrape. He ain't want diamonds, he ain't want fame. He wanted the myth to remember his name.
Those who do not move do not notice their chains.
He ain't robbed banks, he robbed belief. Took the crown off kings with a stanza of grief. Blueprint breathing, chalk line mind state. Slid past time with a rhyme that dilates. Flick of the wrist, wrote code on bricks. Each word hit harder than 100 clicks. Unlocked myths in the archives tomb. Made truth detonate in a concrete room. Snuck through books that were never assigned. Ripped out pages and replaced them with lines. Voice like sand, footprints erased. But he mapped revolution in a poet's case. They studied the footage, saw nothing but blur. Just a shadow with rhythm and a sepia stir. Left the scene with a smirk in the air and a verse that burned through billionaire prayer. And vanished through ash with a chant in the air. So we stole it clean through the firewall veil. Room full of scholars, eyes wide shut. He crept in quiet with a blade in the gut. Not literal steel, but a sharpened phrase that split the system like fault lines blaze. Rewired the myths with a villainous pen. Turned law into dust, turned gods into men. The mic was a scalpel, verse was flame. Erased their flag, reprinted his name. Tapes rewind in a loop he set. Each beat a trap they haven't sprung yet. He ain't need keys, passwords, or codes. Just a pause and silence, the knowledge explodes. They don't know how, don't know when, but they feel the glitch like a fault in Zen. By the time they wake, the facts feel strange. Everything shifted, but nothing changed.
In a time of universal deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act.
Walk through a borough where the sky don't blink, where the smoke write letters that the wise folks ink. Villain ain't speak, he just carved in signs. Through sidewalk cracks and collapsing minds. City full of ghosts in a glass green glow. Trapped in loops where the ads don't slow. He moved like static through the newscast glitch. Mask too calm for a snitch to twitch. Billboards lie and design a tone. Same voices sell peace, push a military drone. He decode truth in the trash can fire while they scroll past death like a sitcom flyer. Mike in the trench coat, notebook and flame. He tag walls with sermons, they too numb the name. Ain't no savior, just a myth in boots. With a verse like a crowbar cracking their roots.
City talkers, I speak on but instead of cold, right in the cold, right in the cold. Smoke rises high, watch the system fold.
Yeah, smokestack prayers and asphalt guilt.
truth buried deep in the slot where they tilt. He ducked fake drones, slid past drones, and mailed 10 bars from a payphone's bones. News got filters, but pain leaks through, so we ink old wounds with a villainous hue. Subway prophets hum beats in veins, while the train write poems on the window panes. City don't sleep, it just stares and schemes, flooding your dreams with monetized themes. He kept one eye on the blueprint cracks, other eye blind but still saw facts. Wrote for the corner kids dodging fate, not the stage fake wolves in the suit and hate. No hook, no chorus, no fame parade, just smoke in the silence that truth invades. When I speak in code, there is no one, we rewrite the mold. When we rewrite the mold, the smoke rises high, watch the system fold.
Step in, stage left, lights flicker with grime. Got a clock full of poison in the pocket of time. The script ain't safe, I improv and hex. Bars leave holes in the beat like tape decks. Wreck villain in the rafters, cape stitched in ether. Taught your favorite rapper through an intercom speaker. Syllables slap like unpaid debt. Each verse a trapeze with no safety net. Y'all bark loud, but it's circus noise. I cut through the tent with a voice that voids. Line cook chemistry, stove stay bent. Cooking up bars in the lab where the rent ain't spent. Drip ink on contracts, vanish my trail. Talk slick, get wrapped like VHS mail. Crowd throw rows, I dodge and jest. Then autograph shadows on your cardiac vest.
Ladies and gentlemen, beware the masked performer. He does not entertain, he dismantles.
It's the phantom playwright, ghost of the grit, break laws of physics when I flex one skit. My rhyme book breathe, got lungs and teeth, sharp enough to sign deals in a villainous reef. Slide through scripts with a fountain pen saber, each loop chopped like it owed me a favor. Stage ain't wood, it's a trapdoor built, and I exit through cracks in the guilt you spilt. Off-brand profit, forged in myth, fed punchlines through a mercury synth. Gotta laugh like a villain in a B-movie clip, but the punch leaves dents and your ego's lit. Shadows my audience, gloom my merch. Mic stand curved like a preacher in church. Recite like rights from a crypt I rent, and spit with the vengeance of lost cement. Final scene, mask and tech. Curtain falls, but I never come back. Alive, melancholy solo piano fades in. Keys play like raindrops falling in a bed. Inner minor jazz chords echo slowly like memories sinking in velvet shadows. No drums, no words, just the villain's ghost playing to an empty room. Yo, no spotlight, just a bulb that buzzes. One mic, one coat, and a list of grudges. He wrote rhymes in the steam on glass, disappearing slow like a ghost in brass. Ain't no encore when the mask falls.
silent, just ash in the booth and a hum that's violent. Scripts torn up, chalk lines erased. They search for the villain but forgot his face. He spoke in codes, left bars in caves. Every track engraved like a tomb of waves. The ink bled soft through the static and flame, but none could decode what he carved in shame. A flick of the pen, then poof, no trace. Like fog in a flask or sin in space. Not fame, not fear, just vanish and drift. A final loop stuck in a final lift.
The pen don't lie, only the hand that fears the page. Truth ain't loud, it hums quiet as a cage.
Hand-stitched scriptures on linen paper. Ink bleeds truth like a midnight taper. Scribbles and margins, secrets from sages. Drew halos round words in these wisdom cages. No crown, just a hood and a chipped tooth. Still spit parables smoother than silk proof. Call it a song, but it's just a sigh from a man who watches the stars ask why. No riches, no fame, no velvet ropes. Just worn notebooks and invisible hopes. Feelings flicker like candles in back rooms, and I write them down till they bloom in the monsoons.
These are my handwritten songs, ink stained tears in the quietest calm. Pages fold where the soul belongs. I breathe in pain, I breathe out songs.
12 bars carved in mahogany hearts. Each beat a cathedral where silence starts. Callous hands from the weight of the past. Still I turn pain into poems that last. Ain't no prophet in a polished lie, just prophets who whisper and testify. This ain't rap, it's a barefoot hymn, written in the dusk when the light grows dim. For every uncle who spoke in metaphor, and every auntie who danced through a closing door, I rhyme to remember, not to perform, and write like thunder hiding in a quiet storm.
These are my handwritten songs, ink stained tears in the quietest calm. Pages fold where the soul belongs. I breathe in pain, I breathe out songs.
Life ain't a straight line, it's patches, stitches, memory scraps. Every scar's a thread in the quilt on your back.
My story sewn in corduroy and cotton tears. Scraps of silence stitched from forgotten years. A patch of grief, a square of pride. That time auntie wept but never cried. Each corner folded like tucked in fears, but I wear them like armor through the folding years. Mama's Sunday hymns and corded seams. Papa's hard hands and broken dreams. It ain't always pretty, but it keeps me warm. Through heartbreak, rain, and identity storms. This quilt ain't a metaphor, it's a skin I wrap around my soul when the cold creeps in.
Piece by piece, we hold ourselves tight, threaded by love, so
Wore my grandma's laughter like a linen hood, passed down with a prayer and a splinter of wood. That quilt ain't just fabric, it's proof of time, woven in silence, soaked in rhyme. Uncle stitched jazz in the border's edge, cousin tied knots near the preacher's ledge. Each patch got a secret, each thread a vow. What don't get spoken still gets passed down. Stained with ink from my younger days, notes from the soul, not a chart of phrase. Truth ain't tailored, it unravels slow, but you learn where it fits as your stitches grow.
Piece by piece, we hold ourselves tight, threaded by love, sewn back with light. Memories fray, but we still don't will. We live, we love inside the quilt.
You can dodge questions, rewrite stories, but when you stand alone, the mirror knows all your glories and your ghosts.
Ain't no filter when I'm facing the glass, just me, my breath and a version that passed. Reflections ain't flattered, they cut like knobs, holding court in the silence where the real survives. See my flaws like stains on a choir robe, truth peeled back every mask I wove. I used to spit fire just to prove my flame, now I stare in the mirror trying to learn my name. The light hits different when it ain't for show, when the eyes blink slow, when the past says hello. No crowd to applaud, no room to pretend, just a man in his shadow trying to make amends.
Mirrors don't lie, they just wait for the quiet, showing you truth when you stop the riot. No applause, no disguise, it's just soul in glass, no compromise.
Cold chrome surface, caught my grin slipping. Mask on the table, whole ego dripping. I see a king with a cardboard crown stacked high on delusion till the frame fell down. Ain't no mercy in the mirror stare. It'll show you the cracks you ain't even aware. From the pride I wore like Sunday suits, to the fears I hid in empty flutes. Every smirk, every shrug, every slow decay, all preserved in the mirror's ballet. So I scribbled my flaws till the glass turned ink, made peace with the man too scared to blink.
Mirrors don't lie, they just wait for the quiet, showing you truth when you start the riot. No applause, no disguise, just your soul in glass, no compromise.
Been caught, bend down slow. Teacher right, laces tight for the steps of light. Right.
Knee on the carpet, tiny shoe in hand. My son looking up like he don't understand. Looping through, make a bunny ear. But I ain't just teaching, I'm drawing him near. These laces long like the road ahead. I tighten them slow so he treads with stead. Patience in the knot, love in the bow. Every tug I make is a seed I sow. Used to tie mine with a rush and dip. Now I pause, breathe deep with each little grip. He don't know yet, but this is the word. A sermon with no pulpit, just actions heard.
Shoelace sermons low and kind, wisdom whispered down the line. Not in books or loud debates, but in how a father calibrates.
Double knot lessons on a Tuesday morn. Teacher balance before the storm. He asked why 2 loops, I say so it stay. And that's life, little man, keep things that way. You hold what's good, then you pull with grace. Keep your feet firm, but give space. This ain't just laces, it's legacy tied. The kind that don't snap when the world gets wide. I don't preach, I prepare, slow and true. With a cloth in my pocket and one worn shoe. And when he runs, may he feel that thread of all I gave in the bows I spread.
Shoelace sermons low and kind, wisdom whispered down the line. Not in books or loud debates, but in how a father calibrates. tied. They're fucking.
All right. Soap and solace make me like.
Wash me down with quiet light. Soap and solace make me right.
Water run warm, dirt slide off slow. But it ain't just the grind that I let go. I scrubbed yesterday from under my nails. Each lather like a truth that gently prevails. Mama used to hum while she cleaned the sink. Now I hum the same when I need to think. I scrubbed yesterday from under my nails. Each lather like a truth that gently prevails. Mama used to hum while she cleaned the sink. Now I hum the same when I need to think. It ain't just soap, it's a sacred pause where the day resets without applause. Forgiveness foamed up in the lavender scent. Rinse down shame, let compassion vent. Some folks chase clarity on mountaintops. Me, I find mine in the faucet drops.
Soap and solace wash me free. Let the water know what I used to be. Clean my hands, clean my view. Leave behind what ain't true.
Bar by the tub, towel hanging loose. Steam on the glass like a holy truce. Ain't no sermon, just suds and breath. Still feel sacred like I outran death. Taught myself grace with a cotton cloth. Wrung it out slow, wiped every loss. Some days I scrub till the doubts fall clean like stains of the past in a deeper sheen. This ain't about dirt, it's the weight I drop. This water don't judge, just tells me to stop and start again. Each rinse a vow to be softer tomorrow than I was just now.
Soap and solace wash me free. Let the water know what I used to be. Clean my hands, clean my view. Leave behind what ain't true.
Sometimes scrapping me those cars with the sunrise. Sometimes you gotta be your own lamb in the bar.
Walking blind through thoughts thick as smoke. Every breath a riddle, every truth a cloak. Got doubts like wolves steady creeping in packs, while I try to light matches on memories' backs. The mask ain't for show, it's to see through lies. In a world where even mirrors wear disguise. Moss on the path, mud on the tongue, but I still spit gold from a soul unsung. No map, no signs, just instinct and flame. And the scribbled affirmations that whisper my name. Fog don't lift when you beg it to move. You just learn to dance in a dim fine groove.
I carry my light when the road goes dark. A flicker of truth in a world so stark. No one to guide me, no righteous star. Just me and my lantern in the fall.
The fog rolls in like brief on mute, fit with what ifs. Truth in dispute, my shadow walks slower when fears awake. So I hold my flame steady for my own sake. Can't borrow vision, can't rent resolve. Gotta earn every answer, the dusk involves. These hills no secrets, the sun don't see. So I trust in the silence that walks with me. Each step is a vow, each pause a prayer. And the dark ain't cruel, it's just unaware. So I write my name in the breath of mist. A poet with a lamp and a half-clenched fist.
I carry my light when the road goes dark. A flicker of truth in a world so stark. No one to guide me, no righteous star. Just me and my lantern in the fog. No compass but calm, no stars in the sky. Still I want more way to land.
pages, it's dust, we remember how to breathe.
Lucid dust on the bookshelf float. Rewind dreams in a corduroy coat. No map to the mind, just scent and sound. Like citrus in June or the rain on brown. I saw a ghost in a shoebox grin. Old cassette tapes where the truth begins. Every lyric was a window left cracked, and every thought was a color that faded to black. Now I write in fog, no lines to trace. Just echoes of a younger me stuck in space. Thoughts like smoke can't clutch or keep, but it lingers on jackets and talks and sleep.
Drifting through the lucid dust, where memory sleeps and time's unjust. Close your eyes, let the silence rest. We're made of dreams and forgotten trust.
Got chalk in my lungs from erased old days. Left fingerprints in forgotten hallways. Sometimes I breathe and it tastes like past, like graphite sketches that didn't quite last. There's truth in the blur, in the bend, in the fade, in the attic of the mind where the real gets made. Photos peeled at the edge still hold heat, like vinyl left near the window seat. I chase shadows not for answers but scent, to relive a second I never quite spent. No need to rewind or fast forward to trust. Everything I need's in the lucid dust.
Drifting through the lucid dust, where memories sleep. Close your eyes, let the silence rest. We're made of dreams and forgotten trust.
What we forget ain't gone, just wait beneath the song.
I learned from lectures. I learned from the way my uncle tied his shoes. Tight, quiet, like to strip you any second.
I was baptized in basements, no pews in sight. Tribulate sermons in the flick of red late like chalk. All the shul to start, two crackles in the grand. The grass keep the corks when the check goes stay balls. And ban of thought lessons. My hound traded the tracks before it starts. Mom raising that cactus, 100 grease, my began and green. Pot of blame, better lax, business carvet. Ganjek head, business bronze, and macabre veins. All in you same back there. Call sit G, dash for no games, you lot money's phone cheese for the fade dead. Spawn but they must have been. The queen no team, the Maggio when I fresh. My jewels is good more in the sheets and collection.
Laces and lacing the creases that never go away. No rose, no rings, just wisdom and jeans. These are the sermons from everyday scene.
Old soul with a gum stuck soul. Learn more from a shoelace than an honor roll scroll. Gramps tied his kicks with a crooked grin. Says son, the world ain't fair, start within. He ain't write no books, but he spoke in steps with scuffed up rhythm and unpaid debts. The tongue of his boots held more than style. Held pain, held peace, held walking miles. No cathedral glass, just a screen door creak. Where truth got whispered 7 days a week. So I lay slow, like a man with scars. Or the lace far, each knot for the stars.
Lessons in the laces, stories in the fold. Truth in the creases that never got tape. No robes, no rings, just wisdom and jeans. These are the sermons from everyday scenes.
Not all teachers wear ties. Some just walk steady and tie their shoes tight.
Silence ain't empty. It's a canvas. And in every feeling you name is just a brush stroke. Wait.
I paint the silence with charcoal tones, with memories that echo like dial tones. A muted truth sits beneath the hum where the words don't reach but the colors come. A brush in my chest, palette in my breath. I color grief soft and I sketch out death. Joy drips slow from the edge of thought, and stillness reveals what the noise forgot. I seen pain with a halo and love in disguise. Felt hope bloom quiet beneath shut eyes. No applause, no beat, just the hush I trust. When my pen dips deep in the honest dust.
I paint the silence in shades unseen, with strokes of sorrow and bursts of green, where words fall short and echoes bend. I find my voice with no need to pretend.
Mask off in a room with no sound, just thoughts pirouetting in loops unbound. I trace peace in the corners of dust, in the hush of a page, in the breath of trust. A canvas ain't loud, it listens back, and every blank space fills with language lacks. I ain't got a rhyme to be heard tonight, just scribble in the dark with a flick of light. No need for beats when the stillness thumps. Paint drips rhythm through emotional lumps. So I sit with the silence, paint it slow, make meaning move where words won't go.
I paint the silence in shades unseen, with strokes of sorrow and bursts of green, where words fall short and echoes bend. I find my voice with no need to pretend.
When I had no words left, the silence gave me color, and I made peace with what I couldn't utter.
I ain't come from real, I ain't come from riches. I came from cruel, slim sleeves, cracked jackets, torn base. White warm.
I was born between needle drops and dusty shells, where Donnie cried truth and Curtis healed selves. No lullabies, just vinyl rotation. 45 spinning like deep meditation. Pops ain't preach, he just let records play. And I learned more from Marvin in my 5th grade day. Sly taught rebellion, Aretha gave grace. Coltrane whispered secrets to my baby face. These stacks weren't just wax, they were blood and bond. A soundscape sanctuary where the soul responds. So every bar I spit got that needle hiss, like the ghost of a saxophone kiss. I'm the son of a record stack, raised on rhythm, dressed in wax. Truth in the grooves, peace in the track. Every scratch taught me how to come back. My uncle had crates like a high-rise tail. Every side beat like a breadcrumb trail. Jazz in the hallway, soul in the fridge. Beats in the basement beneath the bridge. I slept on pillows made of sleeve notes and bass. Learned to loop time without leaving the place. Chopped my first rhyme over Nina's cry. Masked my pain under Bill Withers' sky. Didn't need school, had Isaac Hayes and Gil Scott-Heron taught me phrase by phrase. Now I sample the past with a mindful touch. Every drum breaks a lesson, every scratch a hush. I'm the son of a record stack, raised on rhythm, dressed in wax. Truth in the grooves, peace in the track. Every scratch taught me how to come back.
Didn't have much, but I had sound. Better not the gold, bow, round.
They don't write like this no more. Ink don't fade, it just settles into the soul.
Found a box in the attic with your cursive lean. Smelled like jasmine and kerosene. Letters tied with ribbon and quiet ache. Each page a ghost, I was scared awake. You wrote of hope, of hurt to spring, of how life moved like a violin string. And I felt you between every line you crossed. The pause is more honest than the words you lost. You never said goodbye, just see you then. Signed with a heart and a fountain pen. Now I read you slow like a sacred hymn, with time on the paper and tears at the brim. Faded letters still hold fire, burning gentle with quiet desire. Words may fade but they don't forget. Love lives long in the lines we've met.
Sepia stains on a folded truth, written by candlelight and olden youth. No email, no text, just ink and breath. Each syllable slow, like steps near death. I held your thoughts like a photograph bleeds. Margins curled up like autumn leaves. Some words cracked from the weight of time, but your silence still rhymed better than mine. Every smudge, every tear-shaped dot felt like a sentence the world forgot. I ain't right back, but I memorized pain. Now your voice lives in this ballpoint rain.
Before you forget, let the river speak. The water remembers what the silence keeps.
The water don't talk, but it knows your name. Reflects your truth with no need for fame. I walk by creeks where my father stood, skipping stones of regret through misunderstood. Each ripple a memory, a time-stamped tear, stretching in silence through yesteryear. Rain hit the roof like an old drum line, playing secrets he never told in time. I see myself in puddles of tidal dreams, with thoughts unfold in the in-between. No preacher, no choir, no stained glass cries, just waves that hum lullabies to the skies.
The water remembers even when we don't. Carries the weight that the body won't. It sings in hush, it moves in grace, holds every name we try to erase.
Drip, drop scripture, baptized thought, tales in the tide from the pain I fought. Rain hit the mask, ran slow down a cheek. Each drop a voice too tired to speak. Stream flow smoother than vinyl fade. Wrote rhymes by rivers when my past was laid. A whisper in the current from a lover gone. The flood never lied, it just moved on. Water got no walls, no time, no shake, but it echoes regrets we can't escape. I stood by the edge with a verse half said, and the water hummed back what I left for dead.
The water remembers even when we don't. Carries the weight that the body won't. It sings in hush, it moves in grace, holds every name we try to erase.
Close your eyes, can you feel it home? Stillness ain't empty, it's where truth comes from.
I used to fear the quiet, thought it meant I was lost, but silence taught lessons the noise couldn't emboss. Stillness ain't dead, it breathes slow and deep. It's the moment between when you sow and reap, like grandma's pause before she speaks your name, or the breath you hold before shifting blame. I sat in the dark, no beat, no pen, and found whole verses waiting within. Not every bar gotta come with a bang. Some truths just hang like a choir sang. In that hush, I heard my past unfold. Softest sound, but the loudest told.
Stillness ain't empty, place where I begin, a chamber of echoes beneath my skin. No need to shout when the soul can sing. In the quiet I find everything.
I meditate in the crack of dawn's yawn, where thoughts creep slow like a shoeless pawn. Still ain't still if your mind don't rest. So I taught my shadows how to undress. Ain't afraid of the mute, that's where I write. Blueprints for peace with no need for light. No claps, no crowd, just a pulse of now. The breath of a monk in a cornered vow. Stillness ain't absence, it's presence. Reversed, a verse with no